Welcome to Pieces for My Puzzle. I'm your host, Nikki Ship, and I'm excited to be sharing with you my life with a son on the spectrum. This podcast is for anyone who is looking for quick tips and perspective, but most of all, for hope and inspiration. So sit back, relax, and let's put the pieces together. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pieces for My Puzzle. I'm your host, Nikki Ship. Thank you so much for joining us today. Last week, we talked about Valentine's Day and what you can do to get ready for that holiday at home and at school. Hope you found that those quick tips helpful for you and were able to use those in your home. This week, we're going to talk about ways to get outside and explore with your child on the spectrum. Now, I realize for some of you listening where you're at, it might be cold, and we are in Arizona. So I do realize that you might think that some of this applies only to the warmer weather, but really there's a lot of things you can do even in the cold weather to get outside. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of suggestions. But over the years, we've discovered that getting outside has been beneficial for all of us as a family. And it happened for us during the pandemic. Because there really wasn't much to do. So we would go for walks around the neighborhood. And my husband and I realized that we were able to just have some exploration and initiate some conversation with Drayson that was very candid and unexpected. So since then, we've always tried to do things where we can try to get outside a little bit more. So I just wanted to give you guys some ideas, some suggestions, and you can apply them as you see fit. And like I said, I do realize that we're in Arizona, but there's lots of stuff that you can do year-round in the cold weather too. And believe it or not, it's cold for us here too, even though you might not think so because we don't typically get a lot of snow here, but it is still cold. So some of the suggestions I have are just something as simple as taking a family walk. That's where we started when we started getting outside as a family. If you have a dog, take the dog for a walk with you. Drayson gets really excited when our dog Boba goes for a walk with us. He thinks it's funny the way that she kind of sniffs it at everything. And so we've kind of used that as conversation of, well, Boba's exploring. Boba's exploring. That's how she explores with her nose. Can you explore with your eyes? And so trying to get him in tune to nature around him. Hiking is always another great one too. Find local trails or even riding. Sometimes we take out a razor and go riding in the snow or on a trail. And Drayson calls it the motorcycle. So sometimes he likes going riding out and just being outside and looking at things around him on the trail. Another suggestion is to grow a garden, plant flowers or fruits or vegetables. One thing that we're considering working on right now is building an off-the-ground planter box where we can do just that. And Drayson can help us with the fruits and vegetables that we plan to plant in those planter boxes. Play in the snow, make snow angels, throw snowballs at each other. That's always fun. We have a really good time when we do go up north to play in the snow. The first time he ever saw snow, I was really worried about his reaction. And next thing I knew, he was rolling around in the snow. So great for sensory, great for exploration. And so just get outside and play in the snow. Ride bikes. This is actually brand new to Drayson. I'm so excited. He's never really expressed interest in riding a bike. We've had a scooter before. He's even gravitated towards skateboards, but he just recently took interest in riding a bike. So we are working with him to get him off training wheels, even though he's a little bit older. He's trying, and so we're working to get him off the training wheels now. And so that's been really exciting for us as a family to just get out and ride bicycles. Rock painting is another one. This is a great sensory activity that you can do, very hands-on. It helps them to get their hands a little dirty. Drayson kind of struggled with this one at first. We also did finger painting outside too, and he struggled with that at first. The sensory or the sensation of the paint on his fingers at first really bothered him. But now we've kind of segued into doing more activities like that, hands-on outside. But rock painting is a really great one. Have them pick out their favorite colors to use. Maybe paint a rock as a gift for a friend or a family member, but put maybe a goal to it so that they get it done. Look with a magnifying glass. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, we would go outside, like on the ground in the dirt with a magnifying glass. I mean, I think my sister and I like to even illuminate sunlight and burn ants. I know that sounds cruel, but anyway, use a magnifying glass. Get out there, look up close at the leaves, at the flowers, even down at the dirt. Use a magnifying glass because this is a great way to start initiating certain types of conversation with your kiddo. Look for birds and bugs and other animals. Drayson's really getting into bugs right now, so it's not my most favorite thing. So I'm trying to overcome some of my fear about bugs so that I can engage more with him. But that's, if it interests him, I'll take it. Consider using binoculars and maybe even have a little notebook and record what you see. So even if there's one word that they see, maybe write down the type of bug it is, or or a bird, or the type of bird if you know what it is. Try to maybe have a little booklet that they can start recording what they see out in nature. Make a drawing in the dirt or the snow. I know this sounds so silly, but even just getting a stick and drawing in the dirt or drawing in snow or wherever you're at, even on the beach, like make a drawing, something as simple as a happy face. Have them draw their name. Have them draw a heart or a flower or something, a simple shape. But even that is a sensory-related activity that can engage them in conversation. And just get outside and run, play tag. We're trying to teach Drayson red light, green light right now. So play tag or do something where you're just being a little bit more active and being outdoors and having that sense of freedom being out in the fresh air. And once again, like I said, take this opportunity maybe to use some descriptive words with them if you're trying to help them to identify color or texture or size. These are great opportunities to have impromptu conversations with your kids that maybe have trouble communicating. You're in a free, more open environment. It's not stressful. You're just exploring. And so it's easy to ask those questions. Drayson sometimes, like one time he picked up a leaf and I was like, does it feel rough or smooth? Same thing with a rock. What color is it? Is it a large rock or a small rock? Is that a big bug or a small bug? And so it's really important to try to engage in those conversations on just basic descriptive terms, because then it helps them to describe things as they realize that it's correlated to that. Give them praise when they find something. So one of the first things that I had to get excited about with Drayson was he found a spider, which is, again, not my favorite thing. I don't like bugs, but he found a spider and he got really curious about it. And I remember he was, look, a spider. And I was like, where's the spider? And he was like, in the web. And I'm like, oh, where's the web? What color is the web? And kind of talking about what color is the spider? How many legs does the spider have? And have him answer after each question. And it was really funny because we had this whole conversation about this spider. And it was really funny because at the end of the conversation, I remember going, he has eight legs. And he said, yes. And I said, wow. And we could see the spider starting to move on the web. And I went, oh, he's moving. And Drayson said, yuck. So I don't think spiders are his favorite either. But the fact that he took notice of it and he was curious about it, tried to use that as a teachable moment. So it's not, like I said, my most favorite topic, but I will take what I can get when it comes to having conversation with my son. Make it a family thing and just have fun with it. Plan for it if you need to. As you've heard in some of my past episodes, I always say put it on the calendar or put it on a task list, something where they know it's coming. Even if it's just getting outside for 10 or 20 minutes, put it on their list of tasks so they know that it's coming. Set them up for success and prepare them. Set a timer if you need to. So if they want to get back into, playing a video game or watching their show or doing something where you're trying to maybe get them out of the realm of doing those things, set a timer to help them with transition outside, and let them know how long they're going to be outside for. That will help them to know that they can get back to what it is that their preferred task really is if it's not going outside. We found now that Drayson loves being outside. So for us, we don't even have to put it on the list or the schedule necessarily anymore. We'll just say, hey, let's go outside in about 5 minutes, and he'll get ready to transition for that because he loves being outside. Make a list of activities to choose from if you need to. So if you're outside, maybe have a few things ready to go. Maybe a few activities like rock painting or have a magnifying glass, or if it's even in the evening, maybe towards dusk or dark, have a flashlight ready. Maybe have a few little things so that they can have a choice in what activity they'd like to pick and do outside. So this concludes our episode for today, but I do have a question for you though before we go, and I'm curious to ask, what activities do you enjoy outside with your child? If you have one that you guys do regularly, I'd love to hear it and know so that we can expand our ideas as well here at home. If you have a story about your child or just even a question, please feel free to email the show in at info@piecesformypuzzle.com. And feel free to like or follow us on Instagram or Facebook if you haven't already, or consider subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. If you like what you're hearing, please spread the word to others that this might be helpful for. And feel free to give us a good rating as well on your preferred podcast platform of choice. Thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, keep working on your puzzle. And remember, you don't have to have it all solved in a day. Take care.